Afternoon friends, just a quick one because I'm starting to lose the light and I'll whiz straight into it. And this kind of case can only mean one thing. We've got a Gibson. Of course we've got a Gibson. There you go. It's a pretty new one as well. Well, not pretty new. It's not brand new, it's a few years old. It is a 120th anniversary, so that makes it a 2014 Gibson Les Paul Standard. Isn't it a beauty? Absolute beauty that. Beautiful, looks fantastic. Truss rod cover is off because it was off when the guy bought the guitar to me, but all he wants on this is a standard setup. I don't think it'll need any fretwork. If it does need any fretwork, it will be an intensive setup, but I think he's going to get away with that. I've been asked to check the knot, see if we can get the knot any lower. It doesn't look like we can go much lower than it actually is. Now Jim, who owns this guitar, is a recurring client. He comes back, he brings me a guitar a week, and Jim has a specific way how he sets his guitars up, and he has the lowest action possible. Let me tell you now, the action on the high E above a 12th fret is around about 1 millimetre, and down on this side we're about 1.5 millimetres on the low E. I don't think we're going to get that knot any lower than it is. It already looks to be about 0.4 on the low E and around about 0.25 on the high E, which is my recommended settings anyway. But I will check it, I will set it up, and if there are any dodgy frets anywhere or any high ones, I will sort them out. But he's said to me he wants this back tomorrow, so I've pulled off something else and I've pulled straight onto this so he can have it back in the morning. It's a beautiful looking thing. What don't I like about it? There's nothing I don't like about this. I love all of it. I would possibly, this is like the tea, whatever tea stain, tea colour it is. I would like that sunburst just a little bit darker. A little bit darker. The wood on the back of the mahogany is beautiful. Nice weight to this. I don't think there's any weight relief in this. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, there might be some. I think this is a 10 pounder. It looks fantastic. That AAA flame maple top looks fantastic. I don't think this light quite catches it, but it's absolutely beautiful. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on. I don't think he bought me any strings, and I know for a fact that he likes a 10 set with a 9 high. So basically a 10 hybrid with a 9 instead of a 10 on there. So it'll be a 1040, he has a 946 set. I don't have that set, and I'm not splitting 2 sets of strings for him, so he's going to have to sort of strings out himself, isn't it? Unless there is some in the case, which I've looked in there, but I didn't see any. So anyway, I'm going to crack on with this, get it set up. Nice weedy frets on this, only about 2.3 mil. Looks like a Tone Pros bridge and stop bar. A Tusk type nut. There will be Grover locking tuners, I imagine. Absolutely, of course they are. What else would they be? Fantastic looking guitar. I've not even plugged this in. Fantastic looking guitar. I might. Oh, we've got. Oh, hang on. We've got the old gubbins here. We've got 4 push pulls. He told me what I always do. There's split, there's out of phase, and there's all sorts. There's parallel, there's series. There's a whole caboodle, I imagine. Don't know exactly what. I could look it up. I'm not going to bother. I will have this plugged in though tomorrow before I give it back to him, so I can have a little tinkle about on it. Anyway, there you go. So I must crack on because time is getting short, it's getting dark, and I want to get done tonight. So stay tuned, I'll be back soon. So good news for Jim. There are 5 frets with high spots, nothing major. Fret 4 he knew about anyway. There are 4 more just rocking slightly. We will sort those out. Where are we? I've got one here, which you do about, one up here. Quite hard to go rocking with one hand, but they are. One here, just here that, and one up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing major. I can do that by hand. There's not any major discrepancy in there. One is a little bit high, well, one's high, a couple are a little bit high, and a couple are just rocking, so that's okay. We're going to stick a set of Ernie Ball 942s on there. Now I've spoken to him, he's not going for a hybrid set, so we'll set some regular 942s, which I have in stock, which is great. Let's just have a look at the, oh no, it's got a locking bridge on there. Is that a it's not an ABR one, that isn't. I would imagine these are all Tone, but this is all Tone Pros gear then, so that's fantastic. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to do these frets now, and then I am going to knock off in about, I don't know, however long it takes. I'm going to go in the bath and I'm going to have a relaxing evening. Catch you in the morning. Morning, fret friends. A little bit dismal out today, but you know, what can we do? So the light's a bit bad in here. Not a lot I can do about it. Been having trouble getting the right bulbs up there. I used to get 180 watt, 200 watt bayonet end bulbs, but you can't seem to get them anymore, so I have to make do what I can get, and these are like 150 watt, a little bit dimmer. But anyway, back on with the guitar, and fretwork's all done. I actually did it last night. Frets have been polished, fingerboard has been treated, and I've recut the nut slots. I recut the nut slots with the strings on because a couple were a little bit high, especially the low E string and the third string, which is E, A, D, the G string. So I've gone in with my nut slot files with the strings on, so I don't go too deep. Obviously I need to be able to check it against something, and the strings are now as low as I can possibly get them in those nut slots. I wouldn't go any lower at all. We are round about 0.2 millimeters above the first fret with the strings to tension and the guitar in tune. Wouldn't want to go any less than that. On the low E string, we're just under about 0.35 millimeters. I don't know what it is in nths of an inch or fractions of an inch. I've got no idea. I don't do inches. I do millimeters. I'm English. It's only the Americans do the non-metric, and there's probably another couple of countries are not non-metric. It's amazing that when you try and go buy fret wire and stuff like that, they always give you a non-metric size. Yeah, it's only America and maybe one or two other countries who use a non-metric system. How weird is that? So I would always have to go and get a bloody converter, which is annoying. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. So the guitar, beautiful. All it needs now is strings. I'm going to put a set of Ernie Ball 942 Slinky Pinks on there. Slinky Pinkies. These gubbins. And we'll stretch them in, get it tuned up, and this can go out this morning. I know Jim is anxious to get this today, so he will be here in the morning. In fact, he'll be here in just over an hour. So I'd better get cracking on, hadn't I? And here we are, all done. And a couple of things I want to mention. I've done something that Jim does himself, he really, really likes, and that is we top wrap the strings around the tailpiece. And what we do is to protect the tailpiece, we put over a layer of sellotape, sticky tape, for those who don't know what sellotape is, and then we wrap around. But not only do we wrap around, I put an extra ball end on the ball end of the string. It's how Jim does it, and it brings the ball end out, and it stops you getting the wraps. You know, the wraps around the end of the string where the ball end is, it stops them coming around the curve, and it basically you've just got string, and there you go. We've got a really, really nice break angle there. It's not level, it's off level. It's about 10-15 degrees. It's fantastic. And if you want to look at the ball ends there, there's an extra ball end because I put one between that ball end and the string. I slide it down the string, then I put it in there. And it's how Jim prefers to have a string. So I rung him up this morning. I said, do you want me to top wrap them for you, like you have them, and put extra ball ends in? And he says, yeah, and I'm going to do a video on that one day, just to show how we do that properly. But the guitar is fantastic. You're not going to believe the action on this. Jim loves a lovely action, and what I've done with this, I've got a complete setup. I've leveled 6 or 7 frets. I had to do another couple this morning, just on checking, and a little bit out. So I've done about 7 frets on this. Recut his nut slots. You're not going to get them nut slots any lower without it touching this first string. And I've got about 0.3 on my low E, and about this is millimeters, and about 0.2 millimeters on the high E. So that's from the top of the fret to the bottom of the string, about 1/5 of a millimeter. You could go lower. I won't want to go any lower than that because it's going to cause problems. The action on this, I've got a little bit of relief, nothing major, maybe 1/10 of a millimeter, maybe 0.15 of a millimeter. The action on my low E above the 12th fret is under 1.5 millimeters, and the action on the top E or the high E string above the 12th fret is just over 1 millimeter. It's amazing, and there's no fret buzz, or it's under a millimeter on that 12th fret. It's amazing. It's the lowest action I've ever done, and Jim loves his low actions. Absolutely beautiful. So that is another one done. What is it? Iced tea stain, whatever it is. Iced tea is that the colour of this? Beautiful. Gibson Les Paul standard. It's a 2014 model. I know that because it's the 120th anniversary edition. I'd love one of these myself. Maybe I'll get one day. it'll have to be light, it'll have to be better than this. This is in fantastic condition for a used one. I know what he paid for this. And it wasn't cheap, but what a lovely guitar. I've not plugged it in. I ain't got time to plug it in this morning, to be honest with you. It's getting on for 10 o'clock. Jim will be here soon. And I'm just going to put it in its case, and I'm going to move on to my next project because I'm working on one of my own guitars this morning. So, Gibson Les Paul Standard 120th Anniversary Edition. So it's a 2014. Beautiful guitar, beautiful weight. It's had a complete setup. It's got a new set of Ernie Ball 942s on there. I've top wrapped the strings, as I've explained, full setup, push pull pots all over. Each one's got a push pull. Is it a Jimmy Page type affair? You'll have all sorts of gubbins in there, all sorts of goings on. I might plug it in when Jim's here, just to have a quick go, but that is this project finished. So fret friends, as always, check my webpage. Right, you can check fretfriend.co.uk, but there's not a lot. I've never done anything with it. I've just got a front page holder there. But I do own, excuse me, I do own the domain, so I will build a website sometime. Best place to catch me and best place to find out about me is on Facebook, and it's facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. That's facebook.com/NG17. You'll get all information about me on there. You'll get prices, you'll get what I do, you'll get all my videos. All my videos are on there, reviews are on there, anything you need. So this is me, Victor Christian, who is your fret friend, signing off and saying till next time, fret friends, be good to each other, and I'll say that again, be good to each other, and I'll see you soon.